So doctor, kids keep falling sick quite often. Cough, cold, fever are the biggest causes of absenteeism from school. How does one build their immunity?
Well, if you look at cough and cold and fever, see, cold is in colloquial language or common layman's language, cold is called common cold because it occurs commonly. I mean, that's body's reaction or response to when the body is exposed to this cold causing viruses, and these are self-limiting problems. In fact, I would say most of the children, since their immunity is excellent, they get away with only common cold and cough. If the immunity was really bad, they would end up in hospitals. Every time they caught some common cold, they would develop pneumonia, they would develop high fever, and they would develop bloodstream infection. Well, that doesn't happen. But unfortunately, parents do overreact to situation these days. And yes, slight fever and some sneeze here and there, parents would attend to the child aggressively, would be taken to a specialist, and the child is made to sit at home. I'm not trying to say that when a child is down with real viral illness which is likely to spread in a crowded environment like school, you should force the child to go and attend the school. But at the same time, these small minor elements are part of upbringing and part of child's normal growth and development, should really not be taken that seriously. There are certain alarming symptoms that I'm sure most of the parents are aware, and we would like to educate them on that, wherein they need to consult a doctor. Otherwise, routinely, one really doesn't have to take these things very seriously. And I repeat that since their immunity is good, they get away with these mild symptoms and mild, say, I would not even call it a disease. This is discomfort or some deviation from normal being. How does one build their immunity is the thing that, Pooja, you asked me. But as I said, all of us are born with an excellent immune system. So, for example, we are born with an intact skin, which itself is a sort of barrier between the germs in the air and the body. And so similarly, we have a lot of immune mechanisms in our body. And fever, for example, is part and parcel of our defense system or immunity. So not that once, suppose if a child has fever, it does not mean that he has low immunity. He gets fever because he has good immunity. So it should not be equated to poor immunity. It is because of good immunity that we have these mild diseases or mild deviation from normal.
What kind of habits can be instilled in them so that they do not all fall prey to infections?
Well, again, age-old things that eat well, drink well, and sleep well. Good nutrition, good eating habits, good sleeping habit. If you look at these kids today, they would be awake till late in the night. They would get up early for the school. They would have all irregular schedules. They would eat junk, and that is all. And good sanitation, hygiene, clean water, clean food, and nutritious food, and adequate sleep. And that is all I would say is the mantra to keeping well and to prevent all these infections. And good nutrition itself is a good sort of vaccine, and that would boost the immunity, and children would be protected against these mild infections.
Now, many parents resort to homeopathy and other alternative treatments to increase immunity. What is your opinion?
Well, homeopathy is a pathy by itself. It's a science, but unfortunately, it is projected as a science which would improve a child's immunity. That is not the case. It's a different kind of principle that is practiced in homeopathy. They look at the host in general as such, as a whole, and but this is exploited unfortunately by some practitioners, and parents are given to understand that you take homeopathy and it works wonders and it improves the immunity. No, the principles of homeopathic science are different. Allopathy is evidence-based science which is a little easy to practice, I would say, as compared to homeopathy. Homeopathy is a vast science, very difficult to practice. But as I said before, these practitioners, under the pretext of practicing homeopathy, would use something by trial and error and would claim to be immunity increasing. but that is not the fact. We are very handful of true homeopaths which practice clean homeopathy, and as I said, this is a science which is, in my personal opinion, is a bit difficult as compared to allopathic science, and there is nothing that would improve immunity apart from your good nutrition, good sleep, good rest, and adequate sanitation and hygiene.